Thank you for attending the webinar tonight. I'm going to get straight into it. Just want to see who else is in the room here. I know we have quite a few people. So guys, I just want to quickly give you some of the some tips on how we do this, or some guidance. So there's a chat room that you should be able to see where you can where you can ask questions. I'm just going to type in here. Hi guys. So feel free to ask questions over there. If you can't hear me, let me know. If you can't hear the screen, let me know too. If there's anything, if you can't see it or if you can't hear, then I would recommend that you restart the webinar and try again. So let me see who's in the who's at the webinar, who is in the webinar today. So I just want to welcome a couple of people. And just send a shout out, guys, in the chat room so that I know that you're with me and that you can hear me and that you can see me, and then we get straight ahead into the webinar. So we've got, is it Maybe? Not sure where you're from, Maybe, but welcome. We've got Mona Lisa, we've got William, welcome William. We've got Spamandla, we've got Kolowole, sorry. Shyster, Martin, Steve, welcome. Doris, Neeson, Willem, Mbuso, Mohammed, welcome guys. So we got Ober King from Bloemfontein, welcome there. Ober King, thanks for joining us today. Otsepeng, Jacqueline, Jacques, Tandy, Donovan, Clayton, Jan, or is it Jan? I'm not sure how you say that. Zainab, Saskia, Sarah, Nana, Wayne. We've got more and more people coming in. So guys, I see if you guys have raised your hands or raised the request, just type it in the chat room here. I'm going to get going. We've got Steve. Hi, everyone. Jacqueline says hello. All good. Okay, great, Jacqueline. Nice to have you here. Jacques says hi. Saskia says hello. Clayton says evening, folks. And William, hi, everyone. William from Lutzville. Okay, guys, thanks for being here. Again, I hope you can hear me. So I'm going to get straight into it. I'm going to try to go a little bit faster today. Normally it takes a while to get through these slides, but I have tried to shorten it so that we get straight to the opportunity, and then also cover some of the basics for those guys that don't quite know what Bitcoin is, don't quite know how to use it. What is the practical use, right? Because we want to know how can you use Bitcoin to purchase things, to build wealth for yourself, and to use it like we use fiat currency, like what we used to. So you can go into a store, buy whatever you want to buy, swipe it at a store, or draw from the ATMs. But anyway, let's get going. So John McAfee says, he's the founder of McAfee. He says the rise of cryptocurrency will be the largest wealth transfer in modern history. Okay. So a lot of people, including me, a couple of years back, this was not the first time we heard of the wealth transfer. This particular phrase has been thrown around for quite a while, and of course it died down a bit. But everybody thought it had to do with gold, and it still has to do with gold. I mean, gold has increased. I think from 2000 it was around $229, if I'm not mistaken. Right up now it's going on what seems to be a run. So the last time I saw it was like 1,200, 1,300. So it is going up, but it's taken a while to get there, right? Because of some of the manipulation that goes on in governments, countries, and so on and so forth. We don't want to get into that because this is not about gold. But what's come to light is that the actual transfer, the massive transfer of wealth that is actually happening right now, is actually to do with what we call cryptocurrency, and with and Bitcoin is what is also known as a cryptocurrency. But we'll also get into other cryptocurrencies like Ethereum, Zcash, Litecoin, Dash, and a whole bunch of others. There's Monero, and there's a whole bunch of others. I mean, there's over 1,000 cryptocurrencies right now. Can you believe that? Of course, all of them have different values. Bitcoin being the king of all cryptocurrencies right now, with an exceptionally high value. Okay, so guys, before I get into before I continue with the webinar, I just want to introduce myself to you formally in terms of who I am and what I do. who I am. I am on LinkedIn. That's my profile, Craig Geswindt. You'll see me. I've been involved in quite a few things, and one of my latest projects, as some of you may know, uh, founder of Josie Bear 24/7, which is a company similar to Uber. We've developed the technology with the apps and all of that, and we've done what do you call this? Sorry, a proof of concept successfully with a couple of hundred cars throughout the country, South Africa, and we've also done a lot of successful trips as well around the country. And we are now together with my partner, co-founder. I'm now co-founder of a new company that we are now approaching investors for. So that's some of my claim to fame. But I mean, I've run other companies as well, and all of that you can see in my LinkedIn profile, which is pretty public. And of course, you can see that I'm now involved in blockchain. I participated in quite a few ICOs. I am a miner for a couple of years now, mining different cryptocurrencies, trader as well. And of course, as I said, I've participated in numerous ICOs. So I do believe I know what I'm talking about. But it's important that you know and you understand who is presenting this webinar to you. So without further ado, let's continue. Let me just get back to the I'm going to switch back and forth from the presentation to the chat room so that I can just make sure that there's no questions or there's no issues with guys seeing the presentation and hearing my voice. Guys, modern slaves are not in chains, they are in debt. Am I right? I think I am. You know, we are facing a crisis of debt throughout, not only in South Africa but all around the world. People are in debt. They are not in physical chains, but they can't move, right? And you know, and if you ever experienced debt, you know that when you're in debt, it's very hard to enjoy life, and it's very hard to start, you know, to focus on your dreams because you're in debt, right? You've got to be paying all this debt off in your life, or that you've accumulated, and the ploy and the plan of banks and governments is to keep you in debt. They don't want you to get out of debt. I know that sounds weird, and maybe you're hearing this for the first time and you're shocked and you might not believe me, but believe me when I tell you that they want to keep you in the cycle of debt. That's how they continue making money out of us. That's how they continue making money out of millions of people, by keeping you in debt. Of course, there are certain things that get put in place to keep it from getting out of control, but that's just one of the reasons. Of course, there's other reasons and factors, but we don't want to get into that. I just want to say as well, before I continue, that I am not a financial advisor, and none of the things that I'm saying to you or any of the things I will show you with regard to cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin is any type of financial advice whatsoever. Okay, so skepticism is always a wise default position to start one's inquiry, but if no knowledge is being acquired, skepticism quickly morphs into stubborn ignorance. Okay, so there's a lot of people that are skeptic about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and they are well in their right to do that, and it's completely understandable, right? I mean, I would advise anybody to be skeptical about any new thing or anything that is presented to them at first, at first light. I mean, I am also a skeptical person as well. But the important thing that I want you guys to take out of this quote is that don't stay skeptical. Get out there and get knowledge, which you guys are doing right now, and make a decision, right? But staying skeptical because your neighbor is skeptical, or because your cousin or your uncle is skeptical, is not a wise decision. All right. So what I hope for you guys to get out of this webinar, I'm going to show you how to earn a passive income from mining cryptocurrencies. I'm also going to show you how we earn gold, dollars, Bitcoin, and altcoins, as well as euros. I didn't mention it there. I'm going to talk about strategies that we're using. So you can go from mining passively to getting into gold, into dollars. Of course, It doesn't all happen at once. If you guys do decide to join and you do decide to participate, I put you into my groups, my WhatsApp groups, my Facebook groups, where we continue to educate and we continue to share knowledge with one another. So think of it as a community where we're growing wealth, and of course there are leaders in these groups that are guiding and helping people with regard to these cryptocurrencies and how we are earning money to not only to have cash flow, because that's what any person needs, any business needs. You need cash flow, you need money coming into your life daily, because we use money every day. And of course, at the same time, you also want to be growing yourself a wealth portfolio in the new economy, right? So how to swap asset classes, how to swap fiat currency for Bitcoin, gold, and for all these things. The great thing about where we are right now in the world as a human race in the year 2017, it's become easier and easier for the man in the street to swap asset classes, right? Before, you needed to know this person in that big fund manager company. You didn't know what was going on. You trusted him with your money, and you hoped that whatever you did with the money was going to bring you a return afterwards. Now you can be in full control, right? You can be in full control of your full portfolio through education and through starting with small and through being in these groups. Okay, so how to protect and grow your income, how to break free from the time for money trap, and so on and so forth. So a whole bunch of cool things we're going to show you guys today. So quickly, what is Bitcoin? Why get Bitcoin? And how do you get Bitcoin? And of course, how do you spend it, right? Bitcoin is the most liquid asset out there. It's far more liquid than property. In fact, there's nothing more liquid than Bitcoin. I can liquidate my Bitcoin in a matter of seconds and have dollars, euros, or any currency that I want, including rands. Okay. So I'm just going to spend a few minutes going through some slides very quickly. For those of you that don't have got any idea what Bitcoin is. And then I'm going to move on to the opportunity. So those of you that already know what Bitcoin is, how to spend it, you've already got your wallets, you already know what's going on, you're just here for the opportunity. Just bear with me for a few minutes while I just quickly go through what is Bitcoin, and for the beginners and for the newbies that are on this webinar. All right, so give me a second. I just want to, before I move to the next slide, let me just check if there's any questions in the chat room and if everybody's still fine. All right, so so is everybody okay? Desmond Thomas says agree. All right, great. Desmond, not too sure what you're agreeing on, but thank you. Martin says internet connection fragmented. Is everybody hearing me properly? Can everybody see my screen? Fine. Just let me know if it's just Martin, or are there other people also having the same issues? I see there are some new people that have just joined us. I know we have people from Zimbabwe. We have people from Namibia. We've got Ivy. Welcome, Ivy. We are welcome Ntombi Zotwa, Rion, Jacob. So a whole bunch of new people that have joined us. Guys, so Kolawole says, cool here. Jacques says yes. Saskia says all good here. So I think it might just be your internet connection there, Martin. So just maybe just check it out. I'm going to continue here, guys, so we can get done. All right, so where was I? All right, so let's get into it. So when was the first Bitcoin mined? So Bitcoin first came out in 2009. And the first Bitcoins were mined, and at that point, miners were getting rewarded 50 Bitcoins. That is halved every 4 years, but we'll get into that just now. Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency, often referred to as digital gold, and it has a definitive value. The reason why it's referred to as digital gold, because it has the same characteristics of gold. Gold is rare, gold is hard to get hold of, and gold is limited. So there's a limited supply, right? Because you got to get deeper and deeper into the ground to get hold of it. And so with Bitcoin, there is what we call a difficulty curve that makes it more and more difficult for miners, to solve these problems. But we'll get into that later. But again, I'm just giving you guys an overview of the Bitcoin. So don't get too stressed if some of the stuff goes over your head. It's kind of like driving a car. You just want to know how to drive the car. You don't want to know what's all the the carburetor is connected to the piston, and the piston is connected to that pipe, and that pipe's connected. That's all in the engine, and we just want to know how to use Bitcoin, and of course how to earn it. The value is dictated by supply and demand. much like coastal property and gold. Again, a property on the beachfront in Cape Town will not be the same price as a property in, for example, Khayelitsha or Mitchell's Plain, for that matter. Of course, it has, as I said, it has the same characteristics of gold. There's a limited supply of Bitcoin, only 21 million. And right now, I think we're almost approaching 17 million. And that is what's pushing up the price, or that is one of the reasons that is pushing up the price of Bitcoin. Okay. Currently, 12.5 Bitcoin are released every minute into the Bitcoin economy, and that's where the miners get involved. The miners are the new banks of the new bankers, or the new banks for that matter, of the new economy. And today I'm going to show you guys how we are mining and how you can participate and also be a miner. And imagine if a couple of years ago one of your family members was given the opportunity to join the bankers of that time that have become our time right now. Can you imagine how much money you would have, right? How much inheritance you would have today? Well, this is similar to that, where we're giving people the opportunity to become miners and to become part of the new economy. Because what a miner does is a miner verifies transactions on the Bitcoin network, similar to how banks verify transactions, obviously through clearinghouses as well in the banking network. Okay, so these are some of the guys that are invested in Bitcoin. Richard Branson has invested millions, and he often has blockchain conferences at his island, his Necker Island, where he invites some of the top minds in the blockchain and Bitcoin industry. Of course, Bill Gates is called Bitcoin the future of money, and not only that, but his company Microsoft has invested over $500 billion in Ethereum alone, and Ethereum is the second biggest cryptocurrency right now in terms of volume and in terms of market capitalization. So we're going to talk about that as well. And a couple other people. There's a whole lot of top names out there, and that's why I say if your neighbor is calling Bitcoin a scam, and your brother-in-law and your uncle, with all due respect, I think you should listen to Bill Gates and Richard Branson and a whole bunch of other big investors out there that are saying to people, go and invest in Bitcoin, and they have shown how much money they themselves and their companies have put into these cryptocurrencies. Then you got to ask yourself the question, do you want to listen to a neighbor and a family member that could be as broke, or do you want to listen to top minds that are giving us some of the best advice out there? Okay, and then again, I'm saying that with all due respect. So just to quickly talk about the price of Bitcoin over time, you can see that in 2015, Bitcoin was around $450. In just a few years, July 2017, it hit an all-time high of 2,562, and right now one Bitcoin is over $4,500. And it's fast approaching $5,000. Now, if I remember, I told you guys that in 2000, gold was like $29. Took gold more than 10 years just to hit $1,200 and something dollars. In a short amount of time, Bitcoin has gone from $450 to $4,500 and on its way to $5,000. Okay, right now the market capitalization of Bitcoin is $71 billion. It's surpassed PayPal. Okay, and it's well on its way to surpassing a whole lot of other massive companies all put together. All right, but what you need to take away with you, what you need to pay attention to, is this over here. Took PayPal 18 years to reach $70 billion. Took Bitcoin only only 8 years. But truth be told, it actually took Bitcoin just under 2 years, because it took Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market a couple of months, 8 months roundabout, to go from a market capitalization of under $20 billion to well over $150 billion. So you can see how serious this is. This is if you guys recall the first slide I put there, put up was the transfer of wealth. I hope you guys are starting to see the truth in that statement right now. $71 billion, a market capitalization of over $150 billion, and Bitcoin's volume alone per day, 24-hour volume, is over $2 billion in a 24-hour period. That means money is moving into people's pockets to the tune of $2 billion, guys. So I do hope that that is starting to shake you up a little bit. And if you are not participating yet, then I would earnestly urge you to start paying some serious attention to what's going on in the cryptocurrency space. Okay, there is still there is predictions that this market is going to hit $2 trillion. So guys, doing the numbers, do maths. I always encourage people to do numbers because you get a lot of insight from numbers. So you can count from 150 billion to $2 trillion. You can count how much money there is still to be made. And you got to ask yourself the question, do you want to be a part of it? Or do you just want to watch other people make money while you become poorer and poorer in the fiat system that is soon passing away? So this is one of my favorite diagrams that I'm going to speak to like for a minute or so, just to clear up a few things and to make a few important points. But before I do that, let me just check that everybody's fine in the chat room. Okay, just get back to the chat room. All right, so Jock is asking, must you have hardware to become a miner? We're going to get to that, Jock. I will answer that question. Martin says, internet very frustrating. I am leaving, breaking up for a long period. All right, Martin, apologies for that. But nothing I can do from my side. All the other guys seem to be okay. Really sorry about Martin. It's very clear on my side. That's from Spamantla. All right, guys. So if anybody is experiencing the same as Martin, maybe try to reset your connection or reset the webinar. So close your browser and open up. Click on the link again and try to reconnect, and also check your internet connection. But guys, I have to move on. So I hope everybody is still with me. Okay, because we're getting into the opportunity in the next couple of minutes, but I just want to finish off this one slide. Okay, so as you can see, guys, on my left, I have fiat currency, which is represented by, in this particular picture, $20 note, and on my right, I have Bitcoin. And what this picture is talking to is how our fiat currency, whether it be dollar, rands, euros, or whatever, is affected by inflation, all right, and also by the fact that our money, okay, what we know as money, which is this dollar, this paper money that we use, the rands, dollars, and these currencies are purposely devalued by the banks and the governments of the world. All right. So what happens is prices of items go up, and at the same time, the same dollar or the same rand or that you have in your pocket today buys you less and less and less. Have you ever wondered? For those of you that have been working for a while, I know that when you're young, you don't quite have perspective. And again, I say that with all due respect, because you haven't worked long enough to see how far your money can take you. Right? You need a couple of years in the work environment or in the business or wherever you find yourself today to understand what I'm about to say. Right? Is that the reason why a lot of people find it very hard to get? They seem to be stuck in one spot. Right? They're trying to get ahead. They're trying to live in a bigger house, for example. They're trying to go on more holidays. They're trying to do better, try to put more money away for saving. They can't. We can't because the system is flawed. The system is broken. Okay, the monetary system will not allow you to get ahead. As a matter of fact, if this dollar and this rand had to increase in value, believe me, some of you guys have been working for 20 years now. You'd probably be driving Porsches. You'd probably be living in better um, suburbs or houses or whatever the case may be. But the reason you seem to be going backwards is because your money is being devalued, all right, and you are constantly being hit by inflation, all right. So your boss tells you at the end of every year, okay, Mr. So and so, we will give you a salary increase of 10% per year. Meanwhile, inflation is sitting at 12%. Do you now understand why you can't get ahead? Do you now understand why you keep trading water? Okay, enough said. Bitcoin is an appreciating currency. And that's what the great thing about Bitcoin is that because of its nature, it has a similar nature to gold, as I said to you guys, and I don't want to get into the details, but in short, Bitcoin, it appreciates. Okay, it's unaffected by inflation. In fact, it beats inflation. I'm going to show you guys in this opportunity how Bitcoin can actually make you rich over time. It's not going to make you rich overnight. It's going to make you rich over time. It's going to do what this should have been doing for you all these years. That's what Bitcoin's going to do for you if you make the right decision, right? So you can see in this example, 2011, one Bitcoin could buy you so many items. One Bitcoin over here buy more items and then more items. And so when you earn Bitcoin instead of dollars, you are starting to upgrade your lifestyle as the year by year as the years go by. So I hope that makes sense. So another interesting picture. This is what you'll do with one Bitcoin. Again, to drive home how Bitcoin not only retains its value but appreciates its value. That in 2020 you just may be able to buy a Lamborghini with one Bitcoin. And believe me, this is not as far-fetched as this picture shows, right? Because right now, you can imagine what you can buy with one Bitcoin. One Bitcoin, as I just said to you guys, and you guys can log on to an app called XE, which maybe some of you know about it, or you can go to xe.com. Go and type in what is the price of one Bitcoin. I'm going to type it into my phone right now because the price keeps changing. You know, you blink your eyes and price of Bitcoin has gone up. So right now, one Bitcoin is $4,500, and that is 59,000 rand. Okay, so you can imagine that if this Bitcoin continues to appreciate at the rate that it's appreciating, that this picture is not as far-fetched as shown here. All right, and then another example of how your money is depreciated. You can see this is a receipt from 1994 from Pick and Pay, and you'll see here like per neutral 750 grams, 7 rand 49 cents. Okay, so for those of you guys that are in other countries, I'm referencing rands because I'm based in South Africa, but the same principle applies. It's exactly the same all over the world. Topside mints, for example, 10 rand. Right now, topside mints, depending on how many kgs that is, anywhere from 60 rand upwards. All right, but anyway, a very good real example of how money has depreciated over time. Okay. All right, so Bitcoin is still to boom. Bitcoin is in the earliest phases of industry development. The first years of Bitcoin were about building the infrastructure. Bitcoin entrepreneurs were busy setting up the most basic but fundamental aspects, including wallet and mining services, which we have now. And we have tons of companies doing that. Today, Bitcoin is just starting to enter the investment phase where venture capitalists, hedge funds, and other financial firms are starting to invest money and capital into this nascent technology. Guys, Goldman Sachs, Wall Street, everybody is acknowledging Bitcoin. People are moving their money out of stocks and they are moving their money into cryptocurrencies. And I'm not talking about monopoly money. I'm not talking about rands and cents and a little bit of dollars here and there. I'm talking about millions and millions of dollars are being moved out of stocks into cryptocurrency. All right, so very important statement, and want to think about and reference and think back a couple of years when the internet first came out. If you guys remember, we used to have these very static web pages. They were not very interesting. It was all static. Now we have interaction. We have fully interactive websites. We have Facebook. We have Twitter. We have all kinds of apps that it's as if you are talking to the person right in front of you, and you are able to interact with people all around the world. You guys that use Facebook, you're able to talk to someone, chat to them within seconds, right? If you recall, that was not possible a couple of years ago. All right, so we are in the same phase, and we are even beyond that right now with Bitcoin and with blockchain. Okay, so that's where we are. That's where you want to be as well. And yeah, these two blocks, because these are the people that make the most money, right? By the time it gets here and then it starts getting here, oh well, these guys just missed the boat completely, right? You want to be here and here where you're gonna make that where you're gonna make a lot of money. as an early investor or early adopter, as they call it. Okay, so moving on, Bitcoin is not owned by any government. It's not owned by any corporation. It's 100% decentralized. It's user controlled and verified, and there are no third parties. If there's one thing that's going to take down the banks, it's Bitcoin. If there's one thing that's going to take down the banks of the world, that really just inhibit people from doing business. If you've been in e-commerce like I have, if you've done business try to do business overseas and all that, it's a headache to move money. It's a headache to pay people. It's a headache to get money into your business. It's just headache after headache dealing with these dinosaurs, right? That are called the banks. And of course the fees and the time it takes for money to appear in your account. I mean, we're talking about 3, 4, 5 days, and of course exorbitant fees. So these are the type of this is what I just wanted to point out as well. So there's no government and there's no bank that can go force a government to go and say, hey, please go and arrest so and so in that country, or go and arrest that person. There's just nobody that owns Bitcoin. It's not owned by any government or any bank. It's completely decentralized, and it's the reason why we're calling it the people's money. Okay, setting people free. So now, guys, we're going to get into the opportunity about how to get Bitcoin. Well, first of all, you can buy Bitcoin, and that's a long-term strategy, and you can buy and hold it. But for me, that's not a sustainable strategy. Like I just said to you guys a couple of minutes ago, that people need cash, right? They need cash flow in their lives. You can buy Bitcoin and hold it like you would an asset, like a property or something, but life happens, and of course we all run into emergencies now and then, and you sell your Bitcoin a year or 2 years from now, and you might get a lot of money, but the question that you got to ask yourself is, how difficult is it going to be for you once you sold that Bitcoin to get back into the Bitcoin economy, right? It's not going to be that easy, and the reason for that is because the price of Bitcoin would have skyrocketed, and of course again you would have benefited from the initial sale, but then where do you find the money to get back into the economy, right? So it is a strategy, but it's not a strategy that I would advise exclusively. The other way is to trade Bitcoin, and then of course you buy and you sell Bitcoin. You need a bit of skills in that. You need to know where to be able to buy it low and where to sell it high. There is a fair amount of risk involved because you've got to tie up quite a bit of capital to make decent profit. You can't exactly trade with 200 rands worth of Bitcoin or $200 worth of Bitcoin and expect to make $2,000 per trade, right? If you want to be making $2,000 per trade, you need to be trading with at least anywhere from $12,000 to $20,000. Okay, and that's quite a lot of capital to risk and to tie up. And of course, as I said, you need a bit of skill. And of course, you need to be doing this as a full-time thing, if that's what you want to do. The other thing is, the other way is the way I'm going to talk about today. It's mining Bitcoin. It's a sustainable strategy, and it's a set it and forget it strategy. So it's a strategy where you can mine Bitcoin passively. There's nothing for you to do except to buy the equipment, which I'm going to speak to you guys about now. And we cater for everybody. So don't think to yourself that you need to have $4,000 or $10,000 in your bank to be able to participate. But if you wanted to participate at that level, then that is quite completely possible as well. And of course, the reason why it's a sustainable strategy, because if you guys recall in the previous slide, is where we said that miners are rewarded every 10 minutes, right? And they are rewarded in Bitcoin. And that Bitcoin you earn on a daily basis, and you can do what you can do with what you want with that Bitcoin. So doesn't it make more sense to be earning Bitcoin on a daily basis than to simply hold it and wait for a rainy day, right? You can hold that Bitcoin, you can spend that Bitcoin, and the minute it's spent, you can make it back within a day or 2 days or a month, depending on what size, how much equipment you have, or what size of contract you have in our case. Okay. So today I'm going to talk to you about a company, Lifestyle Galaxy, that provides these contracts, which is the mining equipment. We look after the equipment for you. You simply put the equipment in our mines, which are specially designed for mining. And again, it's a set it and forget it strategy. There's nothing for you to do. We have a turnkey solution, which I'm going to talk to you guys over the next couple of minutes. But before I do that, let me just see if there's any questions in the chat room. Okay. All right. So no questions yet, guys. I just want to see if everybody's still happy. If there's any questions, just feel free to pop them in. We're going to get into the opportunity now, ladies and gentlemen. So please pay attention. So if you have not been paying attention and you've been distracted, then I would strongly advise you to start paying attention, because this is where I start speaking about the opportunity and how you can start making money and getting yourself out of the rat race, getting yourself some passive income, and starting to build up your cash flow and earning residual income on a daily basis. Okay, so let me get back into the. I don't see any questions. I'm gonna just check one more time if there's any questions there. But if not, I'm going to continue. So let me just go back here. Okay, so no questions. Okay, I'll come back and check again. All right, guys. So the company is Lifestyle Galaxy, and we are providing contracts. So let me just get back in there. The company started by David Martin in 2008. He is the chief visionary officer and the founder, and his claim to fame is he's developed banking securities software for the banks in the UK, and they bought him out for quite a for a lot of money. Okay, and he started this company with the aim of saving the middle class. And Ken Brough is the chief executive officer. He's the ex-vice president of Tony Robbins' businesses, and he leads. He's led 2 companies to the Fortune 500. Lifestyle Galaxy's vision is to strive towards a €1 billion company in record time, and we'll show you how we are fast achieving that. So again, founded by David Martin, it's debt-free, it's privately funded. We sell wholesale mining contracts as well as retail mining contracts, which I'm going to speak to you guys on now and show you how it's possible for anybody to participate. And of course, we also have a wide diversity of products that enable people, ordinary people, to earn a residual income. Okay, so we offer a multi-mining platform, and that means we not only mine Bitcoin, but we also mine altcoins like Ethereum, Zcash, Litecoin, Dash, and all of this you can access from your dashboard, which will be online, which I will show you guys. It's the most secure and most trusted real mining operation in the world, and we offer the best commercial mining products with a proven growth strategy, industry-leading education, and is one of the fastest-growing mining communities in the world. Please pay attention to where the underline as well and the bolded, especially where it says with a proven growth strategy. Any company out there that doesn't have a growth strategy will soon close its doors, right? If there's any business people on here, and being a business person myself, if you are not putting in a certain percentage of your profits back into your business on a monthly basis to grow your business, to grow your capacity, to grow your services to your customers, your company is not going to be around for too long. All right, so why invest with us? What makes us different from what's out there? All right, so we are trusted and secure, sustainable and profitable. We are partnered with the best and most reputable professionals in the industry that have been mining since 2011. They have the largest mine in North America, and we've installed your hardware, my hardware, and everybody else's hardware that is mining with us in their mine to create a turnkey real mining opportunity. So I'm going to talk to you guys about what we mean by turnkey as well, and show you that. So that's some of the guys. So I was in Vegas with the guys last year, and I go every year, but this mine is in Seattle, which is not too far. It's like a 2-hour flight from Vegas on the west coast of the USA. So those are some of the leaders from the States. You can see, from South Africa. In the background, you can see all the machinery. Those are the miners. So the reason why, don't get confused when I call myself a miner. The only reason why the term is used interchangeably is because I own equipment and I mine it. Right? Doesn't mean that I'm sitting behind my computer, writing rocket science code. It just means that I own a miner. Okay, and then of course these are all the guys that are part of the leadership and part of the company that were fortunate enough to be in the mine itself. And of course, I will be in the mine this year. After we go to Vegas, we will be visiting the mine. Okay, so Tony Dogavea, that's him over there. He's the global director of marketing at Lifestyle, and he says money will always flow to the safe haven to what is trusted, right? And if you guys recall a few minutes ago, I was saying to you about how money is getting moved out of stocks by investors. Millions and millions of dollars are being pumped into cryptocurrency because it's the safe haven. It's the new safe haven where investors are now feeling a lot safer than having their millions in cryptocurrency as opposed to stocks and that sort of thing. So that's what a miner looks like for you guys that are on a more close-up view of it. That's what a Bitcoin. This is an Antminer S9. So that's what it looks like. It's a dedicated machine, and all it does all day long is verify transactions. Of course, it's connected with a whole bunch of other machines that do the same thing, and this is basically what you own when you decide to buy a contract with us. Okay. So what are the biggest risks? So let's say you wanted to mine with another company. Again, we are not a cloud mine. We are a distant location mine. Okay, so this equipment that I just showed you, you own it. All right, we don't own it. You own it. We only look after it for you. Okay, and make sure that it's monitored. Make sure it's running at optimum capacity and all of that. Now, the difference between us and a cloud mine is that, first of all, there's security issues. All right, so somebody can break into that mine and steal all your Bitcoin. The other thing is that you don't own the equipment. They own the equipment. They simply lease out what we call hash power to you, and most of them only do it for 1 year. Okay. And secondly, you don't know who the owners are, and they're too small. So there's a couple of companies, and then again, with all due respect, I'm not talking them down, but there's a couple of companies that are trying that out here in South Africa, and trust me, they're not going to be around for too long. They may make profits, they may make some profits for some people that are joining them, but they're way too small, right? They're not going to be able to, they don't have the money to keep them going. A lot of them are already starting to shut down, and we'll show you that shortly. And of course, unscrupulous companies. Okay. So can you mine at home? All right. There's a lot of guys that I've met that they want to brave it. So when I was doing these presentations at my offices in Sandton, you get a couple of these technical guys, and, I mean, I'm saying this all due respect, they don't want to join a company. They want to go and do it on their own. You're welcome to do it, but just bear in mind that firstly, besides electricity being expensive and all of that, these machines get extremely hot. So unless you have a separate room in your house, then it might not be an option for you. The other thing that you need to consider is that they use three-phase electricity. Most homes don't come with three-phase electricity, so just be wary of that. The other thing is they are extremely noisy, and if you don't have a growth strategy, you may be able to mine profitably for a few months, but bear in mind that the difficulty of these cryptocurrencies increase. That's what makes them valuable. If you guys recall, I was comparing Bitcoin to gold, and the reason for that is because the more you mine gold, the more scarce it becomes. It's the nature of gold. You got to go deeper and deeper, and it costs more and more money, right? Well, Bitcoin is a similar nature in that the algorithm, the difficulty to mine it becomes more difficult every 2 weeks. Okay, so you got to keep on throwing money at it, and especially if you don't have a growth strategy, which most guys are not businessmen, so they probably won't. So it's all these things that you need to consider. So believe you me, if you do decide to go and mine on your own, be prepared to pay school fees as well. Okay. So how do you participate, right? So you can there's what we call strategy one, and that is completely passive. And this is what I meant when I said anybody can start participating. We have mining contracts that start from only $25, where you can buy Bitcoin and what we call our GPU multi-mining contracts, so that you can mine other coins as well, right up to $500. So you can buy 25 or 50 or 100 or 250 or 500, and you can buy multiples of these or different combinations. So let's say you wanted to start off with 25, you can. If you want to start off with 50, you can. If you wanted to say, okay, I want to start off with 100 today and 50 tomorrow, you can do that as well. Okay, so all of these are available. So let me just show you how easy it is to purchase these contracts. So give me a second while I pull up our website. And I'm going to pull up the site as well. All right, so just give me a second, guys. I'm just getting up this website. While I'm doing that, let me just check if there's any questions there. Okay, so Jacques says all good. Jacob says all good. Okay, great, guys. Let me see. Got some more people coming in, more people joining us. Welcome, 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 everybody from different parts of the world. Nice to see you guys here. Okay, so let me just pull up that referred you so you can purchase your coins. Purchase your contract. So you can see from my screen, let me just see that it is showing correctly. Yes, it is. You can purchase from $25, 50, 100, 250, 500, and within 12 days, you will start mining every single day, and you will get paid out in Bitcoin every single day. Okay. This is the GPU contracts where you can purchase multi-mining contracts, and with these contracts, again from 25 up to 500 and multiples thereof, you can mine our other coins, which is Expanse and Zcash, and our top secret altcoin, which I'm not going to mention on this webinar, but that is accessible to you as well. And of course, you'll be able to you'll get access to your dashboard right over there, where you can log in, and that's what we mean by a full turnkey solution, where you'll get access to your full dashboard. You'll be able to see how much Bitcoin you're mining every day. Of course, it's a running total. You have a withdraw button where you can withdraw. So let's say I wanted to purchase a $500 contract, for example. All right, so that's why I said to you, please get back to the person that sent you this webinar, because you need to put their name in there. Then you put in your desired name, you put in your first name, last name, you put in your email address, you confirm it, you put in your password, because obviously you're going to need that and that to log in. You put in your address and phone number, and you either pay with Bitcoin, or if you don't have Bitcoin, or you are not sure how to get Bitcoin, you can purchase a product voucher. Now, you can get that from me, or you can get that from the person that referred you to this webinar. So how do you get Bitcoin? So the way you get Bitcoin is that you go onto an exchange like Luno, and you can purchase your Bitcoin here. So I've got a VPN on here. That's why it's showing in dollars. But if I switched it off, it'll show me in rands. So you can buy it here on Luno. You can also buy it on Altcoin Trader, and so you need an exchange, right? So what is an exchange? So what happens is when you log in here, they'll give you their bank details. So Luno will give you their bank details. You simply EFT the money from your bank account. So whatever bank account you bank with. So if you're in South Africa, that'll be any of the banks. They support all of the banks. I think it is past the FNB to FNB. And of course, there's Altcoin Trader as well. So Altcoin Trader is just another exchange in South Africa. Of course, if you're not in South Africa, for example, if you're in the UK or the US, you can use Coinbase.com, and the process is very similar. You can on those exchanges, you can pay with a Visa and credit card. On these exchanges, you can't. You have to do an EFT, and then once you've done that, you can then go and purchase you see where it says buy BTC, and of course, with Altcoin, they've recently added BCC, well, they've always had LTC, they've had a Namecoin, and they recently added Ripple, Ethereum, and Dash, and Zcash. So you can, so I'm just showing you, well, the process is the same, right? So you can go in here, depending on how much you have deposited. You can say, okay, I want to buy 0.025 Bitcoin, and then it's going to show you based on that price. That's how much it's going to cost you, right? So these are all traders trading on Altcoin Trader, right? So you can see that there's all kinds of offers. Now, if you can put in an offer, or you can buy at market price. If you wanted your Bitcoin like now, today, like this very second, then you need to go with the market price, okay? Otherwise, you need to go with these, go with offers. You can see that there's very low. There's like this offer is very much lower than what this guy is prepared to sell his Bitcoin for. So you can put in lower offers. You can see there's some guys that are putting some very low offers, but then you're going to wait and your order might never be processed. So just keep that in mind. Okay, guys. So very easy to get started with mining and start earning Bitcoin on a daily basis. All right, so let me just get back into my presentation and start moving on as swiftly as possible. All right, so let me see any questions here. Let me just go back. So Neeson says, is there any way I can download this webinar because I can't get any video or audio? Yeah, Neeson, I'll send you the details. I'm not sure why you can't. Maybe try to log, as I said, switch off your, close your browser and try to reopen from the link. Okay, hopefully that fixes up the problem. Naida says, good so far. Welcome, Naida. Thanks, man. Jacques says, what is the level 1 Bitcoin amount in Rand value? So the level 1 is $25, Jacques, and that is around about 350 Rand. So you can get started with that. Again, if you're referred to by someone else, get back to them and they can help you get started. Otherwise, if you came through me or through my Facebook ads or however you came, we'll meet up and all that, then get hold of me and I'll help you with a voucher for that, or you can do it via Bitcoin, as I showed you. So Jacques says, what is Luno fee when doing a transfer from wallet to wallet? You need to check that with Luno, Jacques. All of that information is on their website. Saskia says, Neeson may need a chat answer if he can't hear or see you. Okay, good point. Thanks, Saskia. Okay, so I've answered him. I've answered Neeson, but I will get back to him. Okay, so let's continue, guys. I need to get done here. And I'm sure you guys want to do other things. Okay, so guys, there is the contracts, right? So I've got a lot of miners now mining with me from all over the world, but I want to use this particular lady's example, right? So you can see that she bought a $50 contract. So she bought a $50 contract, and then she sent me these screenshots, and she said to me, Craig, please explain what's going on here, right? So you can see that she's been earning Bitcoin, and running total has been going up. And you can see that also she started with 270 and she now has 362, and that's the mining power. Okay, so let's break this down, right? So the Bitcoin retail mining contract cost her $50, which is roughly 661 Rand, which is basically her asset. And why is that? Because anything that earns you money is an asset, right? Which appreciates by a minimum of 35% per day. So not only is she earning Bitcoin, but this asset now is appreciating by that amount per day. Maximum being 100% per day, which is configurable in a dashboard, so she can configure how much she wants to reinvest. Okay, remember we spoke about a growth strategy, which rewards her daily in Bitcoin and adds to the running total you see on the dashboard screen above you, or well, in this case, it's next to you. well, next to these words. She started mining towards the end of April. All right, so in 3.5 months, she made about 215 Bitcoin. And not only that, her asset appreciated by 180. Okay, so in total, so far she's got 250 plus 180, that's 430. Okay, and the total value is the initial 661 plus the 250 made in Bitcoin plus the 180, and that's a total of 1,091. All right, so in just over 3 months, she has 65% growth and will keep growing and giving her daily cash flow in the form of Bitcoin. She can easily withdraw cash or swipe at any store using her Visa approved Bitcoin debit card, which you can get at Zappo, but I mean, you can use Wirex now and a whole bunch of others because I believe that Zappo is no longer supplying cards outside of Europe, but that's not a train smash. Because there's a whole lot of companies now supplying debit cards for Bitcoin, and they are already a whole lot more, and there will be a whole lot more coming on board. Now let's compare that to a bank's fixed deposit or unit trust. They would offer her roughly a whopping 5% per year or less on her 661. So that's a profit of 33 Rand and 5 cents per year. Wow, that's a lot of money, right? And by that time, inflation already caught up with her. So basically zero profit or negative profit with a bank or unit trust. Okay, guys, so choose your hard, choose your passive income. In fact, choose your retirement fund, all right? Because I can tell you right now, anybody that thinks they have a retirement fund, I would urge you to think again. I would urge you to go and see a proper financial advisor and ask him if you have anything to live on when you retire one day. If he says yes, well, never mind. It's impossible for you to retire on a retirement fund in this day and age. Maybe it was true for our parents and our grandparents, but it is certainly not true for this generation. All right. Okay, moving on. Okay, guys, so I hope you guys understand strategy one. I'm going to talk about strategy two now, where you join the business, right? And you run this as a business, and you also, not only that, you get access to far bigger contracts, okay? So to join this as a business, it's a once-off for South Africans now of $600, which is roughly about 8,000 Rand. If you're in another part of the world, like in Namibia and Zimbabwe, I believe it's still $400. And in the UK, it's still $400, but in South Africa, it's $600. There's also a monthly $59 that you pay, 30 for your what we call your commissionable volume points, and $29 for your marketing tools, your training, and all of that in a separate back office, and a whole bunch of websites with payment gateways and all kinds of tools and systems to help you grow your business worldwide. All right. Okay, but we're gonna get into the details now. So just give me a second. But before I do that, let me just check if there's any questions. Yeah. All right. So okay. So Jacques says, what is the daily earnings on 350? So Jacques, 350 Rand is not, is really just for people to test the system and see that it does work and that they're happy to invest more. But, 350 Rand, with all due respect, is not a serious investment, but it is a place to start. And you will see on the Bitcoin up to 5%, although it's a lot more than that, but we say up to 5% because we rather under promise and over deliver. So up to 5% of 350. But again, I would like to refer you to my example with the banks. So again, you'd rather be earning Bitcoin than an appreciating currency, even if it's just 350, than putting it in a bank. I also encourage people that can only start with 350. Again, it is a start, and you should start as soon as possible. But then if you can do 350 per week, for example, and grow, remember investment, you need to grow it. This is not, again, guys, with all due respect, this is not a get rich quick scheme. This is something where you're building up residual income for yourself with an appreciating currency. All right, so Saskia says, how does the company protect the miners against being hacked. Okay, so again, we have security specialists in our company. We have we are mining with a company that's never been hacked since 2011. We have all this the protection in place. We've implemented 2FA for all of our back offices for all the miners. Most of the time, people get hacked because of their own carelessness, right? You should have 2FA on your Gmail. You should have 2FA on all of your accounts where you have Bitcoin. When you make Bitcoin, you should move it. If you have a considerable amount of Bitcoin, you should move it into a offline paper wallet or hardware wallet. Again, it's not the responsibility of the company alone to protect your Bitcoin. It's also your responsibility, but there is a number of things that the company has done to protect not only itself, but every single person that's mining with them. Jacqueline says, are there any fees associated with withdrawing your Bitcoin? Yes, there are fees. Everybody charges fees. Although now with the Segwit and all these things that are happening, the fees are starting to, they are trying to reduce the fees, but I'm not going to get into that right now. But to answer your question, there are fees, but the fees are minimal, and of course they also depend on how fast you want your Bitcoin. The faster you want your Bitcoin, the more the fee you have to pay, but the fees are negligible as far as I'm concerned. All right. Okay, so let's go back into the presentation. Use continuous. Okay, so you get access to bigger contracts. So what do you get when you join the company? You can now access far bigger contracts, $500 to $10,000, and of course, in between it's $1,000 to $2,500, $5,000. Of course, now we're talking about more serious investments, and now you can really start, enjoying a residual income and cash flow on a daily basis. A lot of people have sold their investment properties. Some of them have had investment properties overseas, some of them here in South Africa, because it just doesn't compare in terms of return, right? I mean, the best you can expect from a property is probably 14% per year. All right, I just showed you guys on a $50 contract a growth of 65%. So guys, do the maths. This is a numbers game. Um, Bitcoin beats any asset out there. I mean, it's not even funny. It's just, but you really, how do I say this without sounding condescending? Just do the numbers, guys. I'd rather not say anything that might come out the wrong way, but do the numbers. There's nothing that compares to Bitcoin. All right. Okay, so that's how the dashboard looks. So I showed you guys so this lady was operating off a phone. That's a nice thing about this. You can have your entire banking on your phone as well. But this is obviously from a desktop, so you can see this person started off. I think this, if I'm not mistaken, I think this could be $1,000 contract. Not too sure, but nevertheless, doesn't matter. They started off with the 6,600 amount of mining power, and within 10 months, their growth is 248%. Guys, 10 months. Please, let's just pause there quickly and let's just think about this again. I'm a numbers person, and I'm hoping that even if you're not a numbers person, that you at least understand these numbers. Guys, a bank is going to give you 5% per year. All right. A unit trust is going to give you that amount per year. All right. We're talking about 248% in 10 months. Some of the people have seen much better performance because Bitcoin has, escalated. Because you take not only the fact that the Bitcoin price, remember guys, this is an appreciating currency. Your asset is appreciating, so you can see that his asset is almost doubled. All right. And he's earning Bitcoin. All right. And there's a growth of 248%. You got your full dashboard. You can log in, full dashboard, and you can draw. You can do a whole bunch of stuff. Again, it's passive. There's nothing for you to do except log into your dashboard and do whatever you want to do. Withdraw the Bitcoin. Look at the Bitcoin. That's all. That's all there is for you to do, right? It's a set it and forget it strategy. All right. So This is quickly going to talk about some of the more technical things that you guys may not really be interested in, but I'm just going to touch on it. Our goal is to be here. Why? Because this is where we will make the most money for everybody in our community, right? So because the bigger think of this as a roulette wheel, right? So the blocks fall on the wheel, and wherever the block falls and gets mined, that particular mining company gets the reward and splits it amongst its community. All right. These are mostly private mines, so they're not sharing a thing with anybody. So you can see that we are here, sorry, there, and we are also over here. All right. These are the smaller mines that I was referring to, guys. You'll probably seen some of the guys that are trying to do this in South Africa. They don't even feature here. Okay, so please be wary before you start making decisions about mines that you want to mine with, and do your and do your calculations, and also have a sustainable plan. You want to be mining well into the next 10 years, 15 years. Okay. And in order to do that, you need to choose the right company. You need to choose the right partners to go with. Okay. So Galaxy Mine is goal is to be one of the biggest 3 mines on the blockchain by 2020. Okay. Biggest 3 by 2020, guys. It's almost 2018. All right. So the more we get there, the more money we're going to make for everybody that's mining with us. So we have a definitive strategy and clear strategy. The number one is the repurchase compounding strategy, which is a minimum of 35%, and this is what causes your asset to grow on a daily basis, so that you not only stay profitable, but you're able to mine for a lot longer, right? A lot of these guys that are offering mining contracts and all of that, I mean, I've seen ridiculous contracts for like 17 rand. Really, what do you expect to do? Get out of 17 rand, guys? Let's be serious, okay? Minimum of 35%. They're not even talking about a growth strategy. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I haven't seen anything about a growth strategy where 35% of your profits get taken every day to grow not only your capacity, but everybody's capacity, including the mind's capacity, so that we achieve our goal, right? Now, I know a lot of people have trouble saving 10 Rand a year, a day or a month. I guarantee you they're not going to put back 35% of what they earn back into a growth strategy. They just don't have the discipline. They just don't have the growth strategy to do that. Okay. So every day our mining capacity grows automatically. And that is how we're going to achieve that goal of in 2020. So again, that's our strategy. It's to minimum of 35%. Of course, that's fully controlled in your back office. So if you don't need the money right now and you simply want to grow your asset, and by doing so, you are able to earn more money, then you can compound at 100%. All right. So, but the minimum that you can that you repurchase or compound at is 35%, and the maximum that you can withdraw on a daily basis is 65%. Okay, and then into your Zappo card. But as I said, we are recommending people go to Wirex now, which is WIREX, and of course there's now 10x and Unichange and a bunch of others that you can use as well. All right, so again, that's the repurchase compound strategy. If you do nothing today except buy a mining contract, your mining capacity will grow, and you will also earn decent cash flow depending on the size of your contract. But I mean, you need to have a plan. You need to have an investment plan. If you want to be further than what you are today, next year, and the year after, then you need to have a definitive plan to grow your income on a daily basis by starting today. Okay. Otherwise, as I said to you guys earlier in my previous slides, you're earning if you're earning fiat, it doesn't matter what currency it is, whether it be rand or dollars or euros, you are losing your money is losing value, and your lifestyle, that which people don't realize, instead of upgrading it, you are downgrading your lifestyle, and you're not even realizing it's because of the money that you're earning that's losing value. Okay, so you repurchase compounding strategy. That's our strategy, to grow the community as well, and to to enable bigger mining capacity faster. Okay, so before I continue now, guys, I'm going to talk about the business side of things, how you can not only make Bitcoin, but you can also start earning dollars, and that's what we call, hedging and leverage in order to buy more Bitcoin, especially if you're in South Africa, Namibia, and Zimbabwe. Can you imagine how much more Bitcoin? Could you imagine how many more contracts you could buy with dollars instead of just rands only, right? So before I start moving to that now, let me quickly see if there's any questions. All right, so any questions? All right, so no questions yet. No questions. Cool. Got some more people coming on board. Welcome, guys. You missed a bit of the strategy one, but I will summarize that in the next few slides. I want to start ramping down now. So welcome to all the new people that have joined us. If there's any questions on what I've just shown you guys, please just feel free to post it here in the chat room. I'm going to continue. All right. So how do you run this as a business, right? If that's the only reason you tell your friends about Galaxy mining, that would be a good enough reason, wouldn't you agree? Okay, so how do you get incentivized? How do you run this as a business, right? So there's a once-off commission for every person that, for each personally sold Lifestyle Galaxy Value Club membership. So that's where you join the business or the company, and you get access to all the bigger contracts. And then every person that you invite that does the same, you get a once-off commission. We'll talk about the value and how much that is. Ongoing residual income from all the miners mining in your mining community. So you're not only getting residual income from people joining into the business, from all the miners, retail miners, and wholesale miners as well. Okay, so the overhead, what I call an overhead, basically, is $59 a month to run this business. Okay, which includes all of the other products that you're able to earn residual income from, as well as your training material, your marketing material, so you can market the business online, offline, as well. Okay, so what happens when you run this as a business? When you join the community and grow the mining community, for every person that joins, you get a $150 commission. You also get CV points, which stand for commissionable volume points that are accumulated into your Lifestyle Galaxy account. So that's 450 CV points per person once off, and then 2 CV points, commissionable volume points per person, mining daily, weekly, and monthly, depending on the size of their contracts, and growing as the mining contracts grow. So the guys agree with me that people are not going to leave this business. We have the zero attrition and 100% retention. And the reason for that is because people are earning money, and when they earn money, you earn money, and you basically earn money for as long as that person is mining profitably. Okay, so and you also get 30 CVs for every person that opts into the business opportunity and runs this as a business. Okay, so not only is your personal mining capacity growing daily, but so too does the mining community. So that's compounded growth. All right, so I'm going to move on to the compensation plan, but this is some of the leadership in our company. That's Dr. Anthony and Michelle van Tonner, Tony Dogobeye, which you saw early on. They all form part of the executive. That's Andrew Eaton. He brought the company to our country in 2012, I believe. And then Susie Ross Jenkins in Cape Town, and Jacques Sasson in Durban. And Andrew Eaton says we are the only company in this industry whose product literally helps make everyone money from day one, and grows the capacity to make more money from day one. Okay, so you can see a back office here of Andrew, for example, of everybody that's mining with him. So I'm just going to say with these companies, so it kind of makes more sense in terms of context. So all of this is CV points, and all of the CV points represents $1. Okay, that's going into his business, and for that he's earning commission, which is ongoing residual income. Okay, so for every 900 CV points, that represents one cycle, you receive $50. And this is the most important thing to pay attention to, because this is where your residual income comes from. Okay, I'm boosting my contracts by $1,000 every week just because of this residual income, guys. So it means I'm mining more and more Bitcoin, and I'm boosting my assets because I want to be part of that transfer of wealth. Okay, I want to be moving my money, whether it be dollars or rands, um, into a structure that earns me Bitcoin, because it's easier for me to go from Bitcoin to dollar or to rands because it's an appreciating currency. So I get more dollars or more rands anytime I want to go from Bitcoin to dollar. But anytime I want to go from dollar to rands, I'm always losing, and to Bitcoin, I'm losing money. So I hope that makes sense. Okay. So you pay to unlimited depth, no matter who adds miners to your community, and that's where the power of this residual income comes from. So let's say you bring in one or two people, you will earn 150 once off, and as they build their businesses, and as you continue to build your businesses, and everybody above you builds their businesses, you are getting those cycle points, which convert into $50 for every 900 CV points. Okay, so that's what it means when it says you are paid to unlimited depth. All right, so I'm not expecting you guys to understand this compensation plan on the first night or the first go, but just understand me when I say that it's extremely powerful and you can make a lot of money to not only to purchase Bitcoin but to boost your contracts. So you grow the mining community, and as you can see, you are telling people about a residual income, right? So whether they just want to join as a miner and they just want to get to know the business first and they want to see this thing to be real, you are getting paid, right? $150 because why wouldn't Jack want to make money on autopilot? Why wouldn't Boosie want to make money on autopilot unless they don't like money, right? So 150, 150, 150, that's $400 once off. And of course, you earn the $60 from the points. And again, from CV points, you are earning the $50 cycles. And as you rank as well, there are more and more bonuses that come into your business and all of that. So you can see these are, I'm going to give you guys a copy of these slides. I've just taken some snapshots of my dashboard so you can see how real this all is. You can see all these $50 and $150. What you need to focus on is the $50 because that's the residual income. That's the income that's coming into your business whether you do something or not, right? The 150 is the $150 that you get once off, right? But the $50 is what the residual income is built up, which is related to these points. All right. Again, guys, this full training on the compensation plan is available when you join the business. But these are just some of the screenshots to show you how powerful this business is, especially if you're in Africa. You know, not bad to earn dollars, and you living in South Africa, Namibia, or Zimbabwe, right? And that's over and above the Bitcoin and all the other cryptocurrencies that I'm earning as well. All right, so guys, right, so I just want to put a couple of things in perspective, and then I'm going to go back and take some questions. All right, this is the total global sales for 2013. I just want to do a few comparisons because I like to put things in perspective, and I like to compare industries and make sense about what is being said and what I'm doing. Right, so the NFL in 2013 was a $9.5 billion industry per year. The music industry was a $15 billion industry per year. The video gaming industry, $76 billion per year. The movie industry, $88 billion per year. Natural foods industry, $90 billion. The network marketing industry, $178 billion per year. Did you know in 2013, network marketing companies shared over 71 billion of their global sales with their distributors? All right. It's almost half, guys. Do the maths, okay? How much did any of the other companies share with you? How much of the revenue does the company that you work for share with you? All right. Does anybody here know how to play football, American football? Anybody got aspirations of being an American football player? Does anybody have aspirations of being Rihanna? Okay, look, I know there's a lot of guys that are doing idols, but believe you me, they're not gonna, with all due respect, man, this is a lot easier. Okay, video gaming, right? Does anybody know how to write a fantastic video game that's gonna make like maybe Clash of Clans or any of? Does anybody got those kind of skills? Does anybody have movie acting skills? Maybe you could participate here. Okay, guys, I think you guys get the picture, right? It's a very simple industry. It's a very simple industry to gain amazing skills. And not only that, very simple. You're inviting people to look at a money making opportunity. They either want to make money or they don't. If they do, they join. All right. So let's say again, I like to put things in perspective. I love to put things in perspective because people go, cheapest. It's $600 to join an online business, and then I still got to pay $59 a month, right? Well, I don't know. You can go for Chicken Licken, guys. It's 4.8 million once off, all right? And then you still got to pay 6% royalty fees, advertising share of 6%, 12% of the franchise's monthly turnover. How does that sound to you guys, to anybody that thinks $600 once off to have an online business that's part of a growing multi-billion-dollar industry that is taking over the world, that is ushering in the transfer of wealth, okay, and enabling you to earn thousands and thousands of dollars. Because let me tell you, as you grow your business, you can hit up to $50,000 a week just in residual income. And as I said to you, that's dollars. I'm not even counting the Bitcoin. I'm not even counting the other altcoin currencies. All right. So okay. So if the Chicken Licken doesn't appeal to you, how about McDonald's? 4 million. Okay. Anybody got 4 million lying around? And of course, on top of that, applicants are also expected to have a minimum of 35% of the purchase price of a restaurant in unencumbered and non-borrowed cash. Let me read that again. So after you pay the 4 million, you need 35% of the purchase price. What's 35% of 4 million, guys? Let's do the maths. It's almost it's under 2 million. So what is it, 1.5 million? So again, and it mustn't be borrowed. All right. Okay. If that doesn't suit you, how about a wimpy 1.9 million once off, and then 7% of the turnover in management fees and 5% of the turnover in royalties. So people complaining about the $600 once off. Let's go for the 1.9 million. You complaining about the $59 a month to build a business worldwide. How about 7% of their turnovers in management fees and 5% of their turnover in royalties? Steers is an option. KFC 6 million if you have that lying around, and a Nando's 6 million if you have that lying around. Okay, guys. So in short, I'm going to be wrapping off now. I would rather earn 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own efforts. That's John D. Rockefeller. And that makes complete sense to me. There's a lot of people earning 100% of their own efforts, and those people, with all due respect, will never be wealthy. They will work for the rest of their lives. Look around you. I was consulting at Eskom, I was consulting at Standard Bank, and one thing that caught my eye when I used to walk through those corridors, walk up and down, to the cafeterias and just, different floors, going to different departments, is the age of the people in those businesses. With all due respect, 50, 60, and you're wondering, did these guys come out of retirement? Some of them did. Some of them are still working. I certainly don't want to be working in a Standard Bank when I'm 50 or 50 something. I certainly don't want to be working at an Eskom when I'm into my 60s. Okay, again, with all due respect, right? So you choose your hard, choose your plan, and again, remember what I said to you guys about the retirement. If you think that you're putting money into a provident fund and a pension fund, and you are part of this generation, I would strongly advise you to go back and do your calculations. You do not have a retirement fund. You're fooling yourself if you think that in 10 years from now, that provident fund is going to carry you, or even for 5 years from now, for that matter. I'm not trying to scare you, but go ahead and do the maths. You have residual bills. Why not have a residual income? All right. So every month you get a bill, you get a couple of bills. Why not have some type of residual income to help you along, right? I'm not offering you guys or anybody on this webinar or anybody that I've ever presented this business to a get rich quick scheme. All I'm offering to you is a solid plan for you not only to earn a residual income, for you not only to over time get yourself into a very strong position financially. All right, but it's not going to happen overnight. You need to have a plan. You need to have you need to be involved in currencies that are appreciating and in a system that is helping you, not in a system that is that is flawed and making you poorer by the day. So these are the other products that we have. So when you join the company as well, you not only have not only able to sell mining contracts, have access to bigger mining contracts. You also have access to our eSports Galaxy, which I will send you guys information when I send out the slides. You earn from everybody that plays on these games. They are available in the Google Play Store. They're also available on Firefox browser. Gamers challenge each other on 1 minute games, and they're able to win money. And so every minute they can win anywhere from $1 to $20, depending on they call it eSports, e-tournament. It's not gambling; it's all skill based, right? And of course, you as the platform owner, because you've joined the business, you then share a portion of those winnings, right? So can you imagine, as you're building your business, you have thousands, hundreds of thousands, or millions of gamers all over the world, and you are sharing a portion of that. Again, it takes a bit of effort to grow that business, but so does every other business, right? But this is a business that pays you for life. These are the other products, Learning Galaxy, again, which I've shown you, our flagship product, which is the multi-mining and the mining platform. The app, which we are launching this year, I believe. Auction Galaxy, which is a penny auction site where you also earn from that, from the thousands of people that are participating on the auction on your platform. And again, this is the Galaxy growth as well. This will be sent out at the end, where you can go onto the website and have a look at all that you'll get for that $600 once off. Again, guys, there's people that have been referred to this webinar. If you didn't come through me, or you didn't come through any of my advertising platforms, and someone wrote you an email or called you or sent you the link, then you need to get back to that person that referred you, okay? All right, so here are the facts. Fact is that we are also a dynamic growth strategy. We also have a dynamic growth strategy and goal to grow our mining community from there and there to this, all right, which means more money for everybody. These are the other coins that we mine. We've just added Litecoin as well, so now you can start mining Litecoin as well. And we'll soon be adding Dash, so not only will we be able to mine Bitcoin, but also Ethereum, Expanse, Zcash, and Litecoin and Dash. Okay, so if anybody offers you an amazing opportunity, but you're not sure you can do it, say yes, and then learn how to do it later. So guys, here's the hard core facts. The more money you have, the more choices you have. The less money you have, the less choices you have. You know how much money you earn. You know how much money goes to bills and debt every day, every month. Ask yourself the question: how much choices do you have at the end of the month? All right. Do you always have more month than money? All right. Are you being lured into forex? Oh my goodness! If I was you, I would run fast in the opposite direction. I would make a 180-degree turn. There are people in my business, there are people mining with me that have lost hundreds and thousands. Of course, when I first spoke to them, they were very bold. Some of them very arrogant that they were going to make huge amounts of money in forex. Well, they've lost hundreds of thousands, and some of them owe people hundreds and thousands. Do not get caught into that. You cannot learn forex in 2 weeks. You cannot even become a forex master in a year. Even if you think you can get signals from other people, you still need some type of skill. Anyway, just a fair warning. So decisions, okay? We are the sum total of all our decisions. Quality information equals quality decisions, and quality decisions equals a quality life and a comfortable life, okay? So guys, if you be making bad decisions, now's the time to make a quality decision. I hope, and I do believe that I've given you quality information to make a quality decision. So who in here today does not want a comfortable life, right? Everybody wants to live comfortably. All right, so I'm gonna, for the sake of those who came a bit late, let me summarize on strategy one quickly, and then I'm gonna go back into the chat room. So strategy one, guys, very simple. You just mine, all right? Nothing for you to do. It's hands off, passive income. Set it and forget it. You can start from as little as $25. That's 350 Rand if you're in South Africa, up to $500 and multiples thereof. We have a repurchase strategy, or what we call an auto compounding strategy, at 35% of the daily profit. That ensures that your asset grows and it ensures that you stay profitable. You can change that as well. The daily payouts in Bitcoin or in the cryptocurrency that you've chosen to mine, or if you've chosen to mine more than one coin, then it will be daily payouts in each of those coins. So on the Bitcoin, it's up to 5% return per month. Banks will offer you 6.2%. Oh, that's a bit generous. But yeah, anywhere between 4 and 6.2 return per year. Property, again, you're very lucky if you can get up to 14% per year. And as I've shown you guys, a lady that saw with her own eyes was also initially skeptical. Growth of over 65% in just over 3 months. Okay, so choose your heart, choose your battles carefully, or choose your investments carefully rather. Bitcoin is an appreciating currency. There's no monthly overhead, and the contract that you purchase with us is valid for 3 years. But because of the repurchase compounding strategy, you mine indefinitely as long as it is profitable to do so. All right, so hope everybody okay. So and then on Ethereum, it's up. The rewards are up to 16% per month at the moment. On Expanse, it's up to 20%, 28%. But remember that these percentages are not in stone. They do fluctuate with various factors. But what you need to keep in mind is that the strategy ensures that you're profitable. So strategy two, you become a Value Club member or a business owner. You get access to multiple streams of income, including the wholesale contracts, and you're also able to sell your own contracts. You get all the websites, all of the payment gateways. Again, being a developer and being involved in e-commerce as well, I can tell you that those websites alone are worth hundreds and hundreds and thousands of rands, okay, that you're getting for a once-off of $600. Hands-off passive income as well. You are able to grow your company online, Facebook, Twitter, guys. That's where companies are growing their businesses now, right? This is 2017. If you're not looking at a online business, I would strongly encourage you to do that. All right. Anyway, access to bigger contracts. You get the once-off 150 and the cycle bonuses, which is your main residual income, which is what you want, because you can earn up to $50,000 a week in the bonuses only. Okay, and the other products include the eSports, the Auction Galaxy, the Galaxy Growth, and more. All right, so guys, I'm going to go back and check if there's any questions. If anybody wants to get started right now, please get back to the person who referred you. If that person was me, please get a hold of me. Email me. I'm going to start putting my number in here, but my number is only for those people that have come through my sales channels, right? Which is the Facebook ads, the meetup groups, the LinkedIn. So when you call me or when you email me, I'm going to ask you where who referred you. All right. Yeah. So Slaps says Too risky. DragonMiningSystem.com doesn't have a secure login. Too risky for credit card details. Okay, so as I mentioned to H Laps, I don't know how to pronounce your name. We don't accept credit cards on the site, so I'm not sure where you saw that. Saskia says, I have to leave. Thank you for a very informative presentation. Thanks for attending, Saskia. Jacqueline says, thank you for the presentation. I have to leave now. Thanks, Jacqueline. Again, please, guys, get back to the person that referred you. I'm going to be putting my details here. Skype, again, get back to the person that referred you. I will be sending out emails as well with the presentation and links to the site. If you do call me, please let me know who referred you to the presentation. All right. Okay. So, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I was going to do the gold, but I'm just going to touch on it shortly. We have a system where we show you how to earn Bitcoin in 3 different companies. So 1, 2, 3, and of course you use that Bitcoin. Now remember, you're buying these contracts once off. So now these systems are now, or these projects that we call them, are earning Bitcoin for you on a daily basis. This is for those guys who want to take their investment, their lifestyle to a whole new level. All right, and then you use that to purchase Bitcoin, and of course, you use your Bitcoin to purchase the gold. All right. Guys, gold is about to soar. It is being ignored, and it's very undervalued. So we have a very well thought out, proven strategy of how you can earn Bitcoin and increase your wealth portfolio and create massive wealth for yourself by joining these different Bitcoin projects, which are earning Bitcoin for you on a passive basis, and using that to automatically buy gold, which you can either spend as well. And in this particular strategy, you earn euros as well. So you're earning dollars, you're earning Bitcoin, Ethereum, Expand, Zcash, Dash, Litecoin, and you are also earning euros and gold. And I'll also show you how to do Monero and Ethereum Classic. So this is serious. This is a very serious strategy and only for serious people. But for those guys who are starting off small, we can get you started off right away with the smaller contracts. Okay, guys, so get back to me and let's build your wealth. Let's grow your wealth. As I said, I plug you into all our groups. So you get into my WhatsApp group. It's a special group for all people that are that are doing this. And of course, our closed secret groups on Facebook, where you're getting more and more financial as well wealth information, how to grow your wealth. All right, guys, so that's it. I'm going to stick around for a few minutes to see if there's any more questions. Thanks for attending. Anybody that wants to get started now and needs me to help them to purchase a Bitcoin, or you want to get vouchers from me, then please. I see some of the guys have joined a bit late, guys. I will be sending out the email. There will be a replay as well. I do the live webinars every Tuesday at 7. I then have training for everybody that's joined every Wednesday. We do training, and I have replays happening now every single day. So I'll also send you guys out that link so you can watch the replays every day at your leisure. So there's different time slots where you can watch the replay. Okay. So is there any more questions? I see people are starting to drop off now, but guys, get started. It's never too late to start. Start small, but get started. All right, start at the $25 if that's all you can afford. If you can do more, then do more. But it's getting harder and harder for people to get involved because the barrier of entry is increasing as well. So you don't want to wait too long to get started. All right. Also, the exchanges in South Africa are already up to a 35% premium. So you're paying 35% more in South Africa than you are paying in other countries. So again, stop delaying, right? I got people that have joined me this year, right, when Bitcoin was around $2,000. But when I told them about it, Bitcoin was like $300. So please don't wait for Bitcoin to hit $20,000 or 10 or even 13. You know, get involved now. It is not going back down to $1,000. I can tell you that. It's going up. It's going up to 5,000. You're going to see it hit 7,500. It's going to hit 10,000. It's going to hit 13,500, 20,000. The longer you wait, the more difficult it's going to become for you to get started. Again, you want to be in our groups because that's where we share important information. And in this day and age, you need information, you need it fast, you need to act on it, right? So that's the advantage of being in my groups. Okay, so guys, I'm gonna stick around a little bit longer. I don't see any questions coming through yet. So please feel free to answer questions. I see there's quite a few people still online. But if there's no questions, I'm going to start wrapping down. Oh, I'm gonna end the webinar. Okay. If there's anything that's unclear that you want me to go over again or show you again on the slides, let me know. Otherwise, get back to me. That's my number over there. That's my Skype. You can get a hold of me on LinkedIn. You can get a hold of me on Facebook. That's my undercover FBI suit. That's how you recognize me on all my profiles. Clayton says, thanks, Craig. You're welcome, Clayton. Thanks for joining us. Great having you here. All right. Okay, guys. Again, look out for the replay. You can join our I have a group that you may want to join if you're still undecided. It's not one of my secret groups, but it is a group where you can get more information, where you're still a prospect and you're still looking around, thinking around, so you can join that. But you get that in the email that's going to get sent out shortly by the system. That'll have the slides. It will have the link where you can join the group. It'll also have the generic websites where you can look around at the contracts and stuff. But you won't be able to sign up until you get back to the person that referred you, or to me if I was the person that you came through. You know, either through one of my channels, Facebook, LinkedIn, Meetup, so on and so forth. Okay, I see people coming in and going out and coming back in. Is there any questions there, guys? Any questions? Any questions before I go? I'm going to stick around for another minute. Is there any questions about the strategy and any questions about the business, about the compensation plan? Any questions about yeah, any questions? Desmond Thomas says, thanks, Craig. Thanks, Desmond. Thanks for coming. Remember to get back to the person that referred you. And if that person was me, then feel free to get back to me, WhatsApp me, or give me a shout in the morning. There's my Skype address there as well. Okay, let's see. Waiting for questions. All right, guys, again, so just lastly now before I go, if so I've been helping people all over the world with the Skype. So the guys that want to, got a couple of people in Amsterdam, a couple of people in Norway. I've been helping them with Coinbase, local Bitcoins, even Zappo. So if you need help buying Bitcoin because you want to join, you want to get a contract or you want to join a business, then just let me know and we can schedule a Skype call and I will walk you through the entire process. I've bought Bitcoin thousands and thousands of times, so I can definitely help you do that and try to give you the best advice and the best place to buy it. Okay, so Schlaps, is it Schlaps, H Schlaps says many thanks, Craig. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. And then Neeson says my video starts working when it's over. We'll contact you after I view your email. Thank you. Sorry to hear that, Neeson. Yeah, there will be a replay, so you can check out the replay. Maybe your internet connection. Yeah, maybe you had some issues there. But hopefully the replay, or maybe you can find a stronger internet connection and watch the replay. Okay. So guys, the replay will be available on the email. There'll be a link there, so you can watch it. If you wanted to move like fast forward, and move backwards and forwards, then I would advise you when you open up on the link, then click on the YouTube logo on the bottom right when it opens, and then you'll be able to use the rewind and fast forward and pause links, buttons on YouTube. You can't do it on the webinar interface. Okay. All right. Okay, guys, that's it. I'm gonna close off now. Thanks everybody for joining. Again, please get hold of the person that referred you, or get back to me. Have a good evening, guys. Thanks for coming. Cheers.